Welcome to Presente, a space and community that vibes on being in the moment, something we are relearning how to do in a fast-moving world.
We are excited to be part of a growing movement that talks about topics that we feel haven't been talked about in our Latin culture and womanhood.
Be present with us. Take a pause and break down societal norms.
Redefine the meaning of existing. Welcome to Presente, the podcast.
Feliz Navidad y próspero año. This episode is sponsored by Light Maintenance Candles. Enlighten your air, mood, and vibe. We've arrived at the holiday season, a celebration of Christmas and the New Year. Also the finale of Presente Season 1. This year has gone by super fast, so for this episode, we are going to embrace the special moments the season brings to us, a glance at 2023, and the lessons for 2024.
Noche, Buena y Año Nuevo.
Hello, everyone, and happy holidays. Today's episode is all about the Christmas holiday spirit. Growing up, it's something that as a kid to becoming an adult, Christmas changes over time. From so many presents, from receiving so many presents as a kid to then giving many presents to your children, friends and family. Also just realizing and putting things into perspective that it truly is just everyone coming together and spreading the love and light that we all possess. For this episode, we want to highlight some of those things that we get to cherish and partake during the Christmas time and the New Year. You're gonna see some really old school traditions that at least myself and Jissela have within our families. I think it's pretty sweet and hopefully they can continue to be carried on. When it comes to Christmas, technically we celebrate it the night before. Christmas Eve, also known as Noche, Buena, is literally a time where we stay up late, very late, at least till midnight. We all gather up in the evening to the nighttime where we can have dinner, create some good vibes with food, music, perhaps some movies. Like when I was a kid, family gatherings, we would dance. So my cousin and I always choreograph dances like we would literally practice like day in and day out, or whenever I was able to go to her house, and we would practice these dances so that come Noche Buena, we would finally perform in front of our families. While I no longer do that, it was a major part of me growing up. That's pretty much like, how we all come together on Christmas Eve. And then finally, when midnight hits, that's the moment to actually exchange gifts, allow the kids to open up their gifts and literally stay up late, probably till, 2, 3 in the morning. That I do remember. We actually continue that till this day. How about you, Jissela? How do you celebrate?
First of all, Feliz Navidad. This is my favorite holiday ever. And everything that you just said brought back so many memories because I also did the same thing with my cousin when we were younger. So it was just me and my cousin when we were growing up, and we would get a lot of presents as kids. She was 2 years younger than me, and, we both followed like the same pop artist. So, we used to like dance and sing in front of people. And it was just a beautiful gathering with family this holiday. And it's always deeply cherished in my heart because Christmas to me was just the most magical time of the year. Shout outs to my dad, because my dad always put the 1,000 bajillion% effort to make Christmas special for all the children within the family. Like my dad used to be the type of person that, he built trees, he built like this whole train system with neighborhoods around the tree. And it was just like magic and lights, and forget about it. Christmas at my house was beautiful, and I carry so many great memories. And again, it's all thanks to my father for constructing this wonderful memory throughout the years. But of course, like things in life change. Christmas has definitely evolved. As you get older, you don't get as many presents, but you come to realize that the perspective changes and you realize that it is about the warmth and the coziness one feels during this time of year, and to be surrounded by your loved ones. And then, if you are with children, seeing them go through this holiday. I'm very grateful to have grown up. My parents always making every holiday special. I remember once I had a friend come over and she was like, "Wow, your house looks like winter wonderland." And I'm like, "Yes," because my parents, again, they always like put like the little details in there, and it just made everything so much more spiritual.
And
But yes,
magical.
yes, and magical. As time goes on, obviously things changed. And now we are at this point where, my brother, I still get him presents even though he's in his early 20s. I like to see the people I love and, grow up with. I like to see them, even if it's like little doses of happiness. I like to see them, get, their gifts during this time. I want to see that joy or that surprise, because I'm a type of person that likes to be surprised. So I like to surprise others by, giving them things during this time of year. Again, it was just full of family memories. My grandmother always used to come visit us for Christmas. My grandmother used to live in Michigan when I was a kid, and she always also made Christmas very magical and special. And we would do so many things. Like my family's weird, and I love that about them. We would always, do like, we're not afraid to be silly in front of each other. Like we would always do like dances. My grandmother, she was a flamenco dancer in her youth. She used to teach flamenco to younger kids. So she actually, taught me. And I remember once she got me a beautiful dress ordered from Peru that looked like a flamenco aesthetic type dress. And it was beautiful. And, she always used to teach me steps. This holiday means a lot to me. So I'm really excited that we're talking about it. And then again, seeing the similarities within our communities that are Latin and how we go about celebrating this time of year.
Definitely like a blast from the past when I think about growing up, and literally like I don't know how many people would fit like under one roof just to everyone come together and celebrate and dance the night away, listen to all the oldies like from bachata to merengue, perrico ripiao, like literally that was like my aunt's house nonstop every holiday. And we had some really good times there. Always the Christmas lights. That was definitely what made everything seem cozy and magical. We would keep the gifts under the tree, and then sometimes gifts even under the bed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there were very few times. I wouldn't say it was like every year, but I would make sure to check just in case. There would be times where Santa, I guess, would leave the gifts under the bed. You feel like you would go through the gifts under the tree, and then it's like, oh, that's it. And then it'd be like, oh, but wait, I think there was something left, behind. Did you check everywhere?
Aw.
So that was always like a little cute surprise, or even the next day in the morning, which is then Christmas Day, just, a quick check. Hey, did you check all the beds? Because
Aw.
you may just find something there. Yeah, just to have some fun with it. It doesn't always have to be under the Christmas tree. Not everyone may or may not have a tree.
This is true.
Now there's many ways to be festive and decorate. And I love all the new ways that you can actually have a Christmas tree, from like a fall tree to like people have gotten so creative, like with books or boxes of sneakers or just stenciling it like to your wall. I'm telling you, I've
Mhm.
seen some really cool creative ways on how to have your own Christmas tree in your own way. But yeah, under the bed, hey, don't forget to check. You never know. It might be a pleasant surprise there. But those definitely were some good times. And now as an adult, your perspective changes. And I don't know about you, Gisela, but I'm one of those kind of people that if you give me a gift specifically for like Christmas, let's say it's like a week before Christmas, I really won't open it until Christmas Eve because I'm just like, no, 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 I'm not gonna get ahead of myself. I'm literally patient. Like some people, I'm actually surprised that they're not patient. They'll just like tear the package, the gift wrapping all open, like, oh, okay. And it's like, days or weeks before Christmas. Like I'm just like kind of shocked about it. But that's just me. I do wait.
I'm the same way. Like my boyfriend, he's like, "You sure you don't want it right now?" And I'm like, "No, I want to open it during Christmas time because I don't know, something it just feels like it, like you said, to be patient, it just feels more magical. Like I'm going to wait." And he's like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "I am sure. I am patient. I will wait. I will wait for the day. It's going to come. Let me relax." And then, I want to bring out also that you mentioned how your family also opens gifts at 12 a.m. It's the same. It's always been the same way in my family. 12 a.m. when kids told me at school, like, "Hey, we open it at 12 p.m." I'm like, I don't know about all that. We open our gifts at nighttime, and they're like, "You do?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I guess it's just something." I always thought it was just like a me thing, but I'm like, no, I learned like from other Hispanic cultures that they do the same thing. So I was like, oh, that's so cool. Yes, we do too. I am also patient. I will wait to open my present until
When
Christmas time.
when you say 12 p.m., you mean like Christmas Day, right? Not Christmas Eve.
Yes, Christmas Day. So
Yeah.
Christmas Day, 12 p.m. afternoon time, 12 a.m. That would be still night. Technically, it's still nighttime outside. As a kid, I was impatient and wanted to open my, because again, like when you're kids and you see all these pretty boxes like wrapped in like these nice papers with these like little bows, you're like, I want to go and attack. One time for Christmas, I was a little impatient. So I was like maybe 8 or 9, and I actually climbed on the top of the kitchen counters to change the
No
the
way. The
clo- the clock
time.
the
Oh my
clock.
God.
My dad saw me and he was like, "What are you doing?"
That is so funny. But
Yeah.
hey, it's so funny you say that because that just reminded me. I remember seeing something like on Instagram where parents gave like a tip of advice saying, set the clocks an hour too early. That way, the kids could go to bed earlier. Like
Ah.
by actually for like on New Year's Eve, and then the parents get to party. I think it was more geared towards New Year's Eve.
Ah,
But
okay.
I was like, oh my God, that is brilliant. Like I didn't think about that. And here you were, little you, doing this at such a young age.
Oh my Lord.
Oh
Like
my God.
my dad, not that my dad was mad, but he's like, I see what you're doing. He's like, I see what you're doing. He's like, no, you have to wait till 12 a.m. And I was like, 8, 9. And I'm like,
Gisela was up on it early. That is so funny. Yeah, I didn't think about that. But yeah,
yeah.
it's something I think that hey, it can be a useful tip going forward, I think
Mm,
part of the reason why I also, now that I'm older, like I literally wait till Christmas Eve to open gifts. It's just I rather just open them all at once, one at a time.
mhm.
Like, I don't know, it's just like that whole build up, I've been such a good girl all year, like all that build up and appreciation. It's just very endearing. I can't just open it, days or weeks ahead. It just, to me, it just doesn't sit well with me, especially,
Mhm.
I guess those are like the little things that I still hold on to from my childhood. Because, as adults, like we mentioned, it's not like you're getting gifts or as many, who knows, when you were a kid.
Mhm.
I mean, granted, it changes maybe from like toys to like now electronics and stuff, but still, that's part of the reason why I believe I still hold on to it. It's just to keep that sense of old traditions along with
Mhm.
me. I wonder if our
Um,
listeners do the same.
you can let us know in the comments below if do you open your presents at 12 a.m. or do you open them on Christmas Day 12 p.m. Let us know in the comments.
In light of the Christmas spirit and celebrations, when you think about Christmas, you have your holiday lights, your Christmas decor, holiday decor, your Christmas jingles, your get togethers. It's a process here to kind of all just make it come together, make it all magical and cozy. Question though, do you put your Christmas tree up before Thanksgiving or after? I say after, but I do get when I guess whoever may be hosting Thanksgiving, I do get when it's like, okay, you want to have everything into place really nicely and already in the holiday spirit. So those who may be hosting like Thanksgiving, like for instance, my aunt hosted this year and she already had her Christmas tree up. So but for someone like me who wasn't hosting, it's like, no, it could wait maybe till like after Thanksgiving, the week after will do, the start of December. So I don't know. This is like I don't know. What's the rule of thumb here?
I think some people, it depends on like what you said. Some people, have different schedules, or some people are like me. I didn't host Thanksgiving, but again, this is my favorite holiday, so I love already seeing my tree lit up and with its decor on, putting on house lights in the windows and just having like those magical fairy vibes. I definitely do it a little bit before Thanksgiving. In fact, this
You
year we did
do.
the yes, we did that. Yeah, we did it just like that. We put up our tree a little bit before Thanksgiving, before we went to New York to go with the family. But I have heard from other people like, that they do it like a few days, a few weeks before Christmas, a few days, or some people even put it November 1st, I've heard. And then when the holiday's over, it's like, oh, some people are very quick to do it. Like they take off their tree like on the 1st of January, and because they want to start off on a clean slate. Or some people leave it on until the 7th. I actually leave it on until January 7th because I still like to see like my winter decor up. And as far as decorations go, I do love my decorations. I tend to take on a more minimal approach. I like more simplicity when it comes to putting up decor and just, keeping it minimal, but also adding lights I think really does help because
Oh yes.
it just makes your environment like super cozy and warm. And this year, so do you do gold lights on your tree or do you do colorful lights? Like for the past 2 years, we've done like gold, but this year my boyfriend really wanted to do like rainbow lights. So we got lights that they blink different colors. So what do you do?
So I do love the gold lights. I do love the color lights. And in today's day and age, everything has gotten so like advanced that we
Mm-hmm.
have a set of lights where it's like both, honestly. Like it can be a standard, it'll go like into this flashing mode, or what's the word? Like it's just like the modes could like the mode you set it on is different. It could be flashing, it could be standard, it could be
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know if it's called retro or something like that. I like both, but I do like the
Mm-hmm.
gold lights for that whole around the home, around the window. And then the
Mm-hmm.
thing is, we have also the Philip light bulbs, I think that's what they're called, where we just speak to Alexa and she'll just change like our whole apartment to a certain color. Like, hey, make the lights blue, make the lights green, and it just
I
all
love
happens.
that. Nice.
Yeah, so we get very and that's all year round. We'll be
It's a
watching
vibe,
movies or
guys.
whatever. It is a vibe, but I do like gold lights. This episode is sponsored by Light Maintenance Candles, and these are candles that I hand pour myself with much love, and all my candles are white. White candles, I just feel like the simplicity, the purity of it. To me, it's special, welcoming, and clean. I definitely like a clean slate with things. So I make my candles white with the gold lights. Hey, I really like it, but I'm okay with color too. I think
Mhm.
some people, change like the theme every year. That's cool too, but I can't be buying all these ornaments left and right, and having to store them. I'm one to kind of wait when it comes to setting up the tree. After the new year, I do keep it on for a few days after, maybe like a good week as well. Not that I really celebrate Los Tres Reyes, which is right after the new year, but in respect to it, and just cause to still kind of bring on that holiday energy into the new year, I do keep up the tree. I like it. I really do. And I still light it up too. It's not like it's just there. I
Yeah,
light it up,
same. Mhm.
for at least the first, 7 to 9 days or so. Like it's up there. And then, some buildings, they'll get the memo like, okay, your tree has to be out by this date, which I think is pretty funny, just to let people know. But the holidays is magical. I love all the songs that make you feel like, all festive, and, while you're making dinner or driving anywhere, just to put on those nice Christmas jingles. I'm definitely a big Mariah Carey fan. All I Want for Christmas is something that will always kind of be at the top of the list, as cliche as it sounds. And there's so many more. Feliz Navidad. I find myself singing it, just cause.
That's my mom's favorite song, because it reminds her a lot of my grandmother when her and my grandma used to spend Christmas in Honduras in her childhood.
It's a classic. It would never go old. It's worldwide for many, many generations. Like I'm sure my
Mhm.
daughter too will know this song someday. There's so many songs to think of right now to name at the top of my head, but I enjoy it. I enjoy it, hearing it instrumentally as well.
Mhm.
It's just a nice vibe. It really is.
Yeah, no, I love listening. And in PA, like since we get up so early in the morning, for work, as soon as we turn on the radio, it's just nothing but Christmas jingles. Like my boyfriend's favorite one is where there's a little boy that sings it, and he's like, "Daddy, I saw mommy kissing Santa Claus," and he's like, "That little snitch." Yeah, that's like one that's cute but funny. My personal favorite holiday jingles are, I love Mariah Carey as well because my mother is such a huge fan, so hence I, learned to love Mariah as well. I do love All I Want for Christmas, but I also really love her song Holy Night. It's just Mariah Carey has that beautiful, like, I feel like she has like a voice like honey. It's like very, very like light. And I feel like it transcends a lot in Holy Night. And the way she just sings it is just
Yeah,
so goddess like, so beautiful. And it
she's a
just put
goddess.
yes, Mariah Carey, if you are listening to our podcast, we love you and you are a goddess. One more song that I really love from childhood is by In Sync. It's the Merry Christmas song. That I don't know how many of you know that song, but I really like it just because it's like a little bit like movement, like Merry Christmas. Mm-mm-mm.
Oh, yes, I remember. I like it too.
Yeah. So when that song came out, I was like, oh, NSYNC has their own jam. Okay. But yeah, that's a good song. But again, there's many others that just make this holiday feel very spirited. So it's nice to kind of just, again, like you said, hear in the background, like as you're cooking or as you're, jamming away, like, just get up and do your little dance, to be present in the moment of joy, of listening to music, and know that the festivities are, on their way, and you'll be in with your family and all that, doing your own, having your own Christmas joy.
I like it too. I forgot about that song, and I can hear it in my head now. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, and I
Yes.
think it goes and a happy. I don't even know, but I do like it. I remember that going into like the retail stores, and that's just hearing all the Christmas jingles. One day in my lifetime, I will have to make it to see Mariah Carey in concert. Hopefully, I will be able to do that sooner than later. Every
Yes.
time this time of year comes around, I'm like, darn it, I missed it. I missed my mark. I have to make that happen for sure.
Definitely do it. My dad actually took my mom to go see her once because my dad's like, I don't know what to get to your mom for Christmas. I'm like, Dad, she loves Mariah Carey. Like, I told him, like, why don't you too, so you could save a little more money, why don't you and mom go together? And we actually kind of lied to my mom about the event because she thought she was meeting my dad's boss and his wife for like a Christmas dinner. And then my dad, they got to the city and she's like, wait, where's your boss? Where's his wife? I thought we were meeting them up. And he's like, no, we're going to go see Mariah Carey. And she's like, stop lying.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
And then
You
she
did
called,
good.
yeah, and then she called me and my brother, and she's like, "How could you not tell me that I'm gonna go see Mariah?" I'm like, "That's exactly why, so you could be, surprised." And we weren't gonna say nothing to you, but yeah, we were able to surprise her for that event, and she was so happy to see Mariah, and it makes me happy because she's been wanting to see her forever. So Jennifer, when you get a chance, girl, go see that concert because I heard very good things about it.
I really hope so. Maybe we can go together. I would love to check my girl out sometime, and it's going to happen. I know it will.
Yay!
I know it will. Let's
Let's
see.
do it.
Let's do it. This is a really nice time to spend it with all the good, happy vibes. Lights definitely help bring that sense of calmness and love and light to our lives during these times. Closing out the end of the year, looking forward to the next year. I think that one aspect of Christmas, aside from just like receiving the presents and going through the Christmas jingles, is where we can actually have that flashback memory of our childhood and embrace it with our adulthood as well. At least I can. I kind of wish it was Christmas all year round just because of all the
Girl,
good vibes it brings. So
definitely.
hopefully people can realize that more, not just to when it's the end of the year. But I get it. It's a holiday, and there's the reality of life and the routine that we go through. But, never lose that Christmas spirit and jolliness.
Yeah.
We're all magical in our own ways. So don't
Mhm.
just wait till end of year to kind of recognize that, I guess.
I just also want to add something on here. I said something very similar when we did a podcast on Thanksgiving. This is a really magical time and high spirits, cozy vibes, all that. But I also want to, give a shout out to anybody that might find the holidays a little bit of a difficult time to celebrate. The holiday can be really hard for some people. Like maybe you lost like a family member during this time, or, you're by yourself, or it's just like the holidays, sometimes don't bring you that joy. But my hope for you is, for you to find your own little Christmas happiness, or even holiday spirit. Like if you don't celebrate Christmas, or, the other holidays like Hanukkah and Kwanzaa, my shout out is for you to do whatever makes you feel warm inside. Maybe be with people that, you feel supported by, because I know that the holiday can sometimes be tricky for others. So I just wanted to like mention that here on the podcast. 2023 at a glance, the lessons for 2024.
So, as we come to an end of 2023 and in the midst of the holiday spirit and celebrating, remember to be present, be still, and reflect on the year you've had. It's all part of the process, all the achievements, milestones, setbacks. It's something to highlight it and appreciate it, knowing that it was all part of the journey. And I've definitely have had a remarkable year, becoming a first-time mom, very transformative, life-changing events. And I'm super happy to know that I've been able to get through it all, rise above it, and continue on this journey that I so look forward to. Again, I know it's not always going to be easy, but it's damn well worth it. And I'm at a very happy place where I can be positive on what's ahead. And I hope it remains that way. 2023, for everyone listening, I wish you to have a wonderful holiday, and just think of everything that you've been able to get through, because there's always going to be a way to figure things out, and things always will just pass. There will, God willing, always be a tomorrow. So just always push through. I know the holidays can be tough, but try to be on the lighter side of things.
2023 was definitely a very good year, I would say. Overall, I did some really cool things. Like I went to Switzerland for the first time, and that was beautiful, transformative. When you travel, you really do gain a different set of wisdom when you are learning, to navigate in different countries and immersing yourself in culture. I'm very grateful to have been doing that for the past couple of years to explore different places. And I feel like Switzerland was definitely the most beautiful place I've ever visited in my journey so far. If anything, I feel like it is the lifestyle that I would like to achieve within my own life. And I feel like it just gave me a different perspective in terms of my home lifestyle for the future and working towards a more slow living type of life where I feel like I want to wake up softer. I want to treat myself with grace. And if anything, there were some setbacks, of course. Nothing is ever a straight arrow or a straight road. There are, crooks and crannies in this road that we are in this journey that we are in. But honestly, I'm learning to love the process, even though sometimes it can be very difficult. But, you have to, like Jennifer says, you have to put yourself in a mindset that, allows you to create a resilient part of yourself so that you can go to that, future version of yourself that you are creating at this presente or at this present moment. I feel like the theme for 2024 is the theme of evolution and to continue, aiming to be whoever it is you desire to be, because everybody's version of success again looks very different, and that is okay. Some people, have different dreams and different goals. As long as you love, or you are falling in love with things that bring you joy and happiness, then those are great things to look forward to the future. I'm not saying that there's going to be no bumps along the way, because that's life. If anything, I feel like this year has taught me how to rebalance myself when life feels like it gets tipped over, like not to let it overwhelm me so much. And I feel like in that sense, there has been some growth. I feel like once you're willing to, adapt to certain things, you learn how to get back up again, aim towards where you want to be. I hope for everyone to walk into 2024 with some grace and some ease, all again while working on your own beautiful journeys, and for everyone to stay aligned to your soul.
I so look forward to 2024. And evolution has been the theme all year round from the start of the journey of my pregnancy and up until this point and going forward. All in all, just enjoying the small moments that lead to the bigger picture, being surrounded with positivity, love, and support. It's very beautiful seeing all that also be part of my daughter's journey, and I want to keep that around for her. When all is said and done, these are the moments that really matter to me. So 2024, I'm also want to continue being fearless, and anything focused that I have my mind set on, it shall be done. I shall get there. It's part of the mindset. It takes discipline, even with us carving out time to record these episodes. And we're only going to continue to get better at it, along with anything else we decide to put our mind to and effort in. That sense of being fearless is kind of like what sparks that spark in me, which is like, oh no, now I have to, move on to this. And it's not like I have to, but it's one of those things where, you know what, I've only got one life to live right now. And right now I'm trying to find where at some point, a year goes by pretty fast. So at some point I would like for my daughter to, realize like, my mom tried that, or this was something that worked out for my mom, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm just trying to lead by example here in knowing like, hey, it's no more being scared, no more being a procrastinator and hesitating. If it's something that I've had a desire to do in past or present or future, but I've had that desire, that spark of interest, then you know what? Let me see what I can do to pursue it. If it works, awesome, amazing. And if it doesn't, once again, you never know unless you try. So that's pretty much where I'm at. Just trying to remove any blockage blockages don't help me, aren't beneficial to growth. So I think that just really trying to create this whole harmonious, peaceful, loving, go-getting environment is really what I'm chasing right now. God willing, 2024 would be a good year. It's definitely a year, it's what you make it. You know, life is what you make it. So I want to make it the best, joyful, and positive all around.
I just want to add a little bit to what you said about being fearless and not letting like anything get into your way. So I thank you for mentioning that. First of all, I am quite the opposite of you in this regard, that I have a fear of public speaking because I consider myself to be more introverted, but I feel like doing this podcast and working with you, Jennifer, because it's always a pleasure to work with you. I want to say in regards to doing this, I feel like I'm letting go of the fear of public speaking and just doing my best here. I've always been afraid because I've been told in the past that I'm not a great communicator. I feel like this for me is kind of like my own little workshop because I want to be a better communicator and I want to improve. So it's definitely really great to have a leading example to such as yourself. I am learning a lot right here. Thank you for this, for partnering up with me to do this podcast, because I feel like in this portion of my own growth journey, I want to push myself to be a better communicator and not always feel like I should hide somewhere in the corner. Improvement is also a really good way to think of your overall reflection of the past year, and for, to continue that for the new year. And definitely, even if you are afraid, to sit along with the fear and do it shaking, do it with, the jitters, everything will work out in the end. And if it doesn't, take that as a way to see how you can do better next time. And then, like Jennifer says, you will get better and better as you continue on in your own journey. But thank you, because I feel like this was a good way for me personally to be more, I guess, fearless in not hiding my voice so much, but to put it out there and just try my best.
Oh, yes. 2024, we are going to be fearless. It really is a mindset. It's one thing not allowing other people to get in your way, but then there's yourself, and don't allow yourself to get in the way of anything you truly have an interest, desire in, if it's in, and whatever it is that you may be in fear of, sometimes you just got to face your fear right in the eye and say, not me, and not me. And know that once you do it, it's like, hey, what was you worried about all this time anyway? I definitely want our listeners and ourselves for the upcoming year the most, positive changes and outlook on their lives, on their mindset, more importantly, because like I said, we tend to get in our own heads and our own ways of whatever it is. If, hey, things aren't working out, we can be hard on ourselves. So just really take the time to process these changes, and that it takes time. It's a journey. It definitely starts with the mindset. So, 2024, many blessings and manifestations and overall positivity in all sectors of our mind, body, souls, and environment in order to get to the place that we want to be. Make the best of it. Always make the best of it.
Speaking of manifestations, so 2024 in numerology is equal to the number 8. And according to Vanessa Samoima, she did say that the number 8 is a number of manifestations coming in. Those of you, so if those of you that don't know, we did mention in our other episode, Vanessa Samoima is a tarot reader on YouTube. She is great. We recommend that you can check her out. But yeah, she did say that this year, along with other creators, that this year is equal to the number 8, and that it is a big year for manifestation. Many people will probably most likely see their manifestation, dreams, desires come to fruition. So, just pay attention to the signs of life. Pay attention to those dreams and everything that comes along with this, life that we live in currently. As we wrap up season 1, we are excited to come back in 2024 with new topics to explore here on Presente. Thank you for listening. We wish you love, peace, and prosperity for the new year.
To our listeners, thank you for sticking with us on this new journey. We look forward to continuing our conversations in the new year. We will be back in January, so stay tuned. This episode was brought to you by Light Maintenance Candles. Get your holidays candles this season. Enlighten your air mood vibe at lightmaintenancecandles.com. Use promo code LMC-Presente for 25% off your order.
De nosotras a ustedes, feliz Navidad y próspero año nuevo.